Hi, welcome back to Help for Depression. Well, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the help self centers and partial daycare. Uh, the experience I've had down in Florida when I was sick with my mental illness. I would be in the hospital for like a couple weeks. Then, when I was discharged, I'd go into these partial care daycare and you'd have different groups and that. But the only problem with it was when down in Florida, it'd only be for about 6 weeks or so, and then you would be discharged from it, and you would just go into a program for a little bit. It wasn't really intense, uh, and then that's what would happen is I would end up back in a hospital, be like a revolving door, and then go back into this 6 week program. What I experienced when I came up here to New Jersey was immediately when I came up here without having to be in the hospital, I went into a partial daycare center. And what I did was I worked through my issues. They had different groups during the day. I was there from 9 to 3. Morning part, you had your, I call it work type groups, where you did things and like different people would be in there in the area where they would do some cleaning. Another area was the computer. They had computers and typing, and you would learn stuff like that. I was in a volunteer group where I kind of kept track of the snacks they had and a little work type learning experience there. Then later on in the afternoon, after lunch break, you had your depression type groups, your forgiveness, your more hands-on psych groups, I would call it. And that is where I actually unloaded all my problems. It took some time. I was in here for about 3 to 4 years. In the beginning, I was there from Monday through Friday, 9 to 3. But later on, as time went, I wouldn't be there so long. I was there for maybe each time went by. I was cut back a day or so. So finally, it was like maybe 2 days a week. So when you hear me say I was there for 3, 4 years, you say, "Oh boy, that's a long time." Not really, because eventually I was cut back on my days, and maybe for only a short time was I there for the full 5 days. So it's not really a long time. And it kept me out of the hospital. So there's a big savings there. I don't know what the cost really is for Medicaid to pay for that versus hospitalization, but I'm sure it's a lot less expensive and it's more cost saving. I don't see why areas don't have this. Maybe by now they do. So I say that helped me. I was put in the hospital in 2003, and then that was my, as I think I'd said before, I was put on the right combination of meds. And also, while I was going to this partial day treatment, I went to their self help center later on, and that was good. That was in the evening, and it was a socializing type place. And you had your supper. They had supper Monday through Friday. Usually on weekends, they would have leftovers, whatever leftovers there were during the week. And here again, you would have different type of things going on. They had different trips. They would have trips to like a big super Walmart, bowling. They had a computer room there also. They had you were able to do your laundry. They had a washer and dryer. They had a universal gym. It was a very nice building we had. It was upstairs and downstairs. They had their own kitchen where they prepared the food, and a library where they had one TV, and then the living room they had the other TV, and a nice sized dining room where everybody ate. That usually fit about 20 to 30 people. So it's a very nice place, very clean, and management is very good there. So, the self-help center is what helped me also to get back into the groove of things, I should say. So, I started working for them on a part-time basis as a driver. and I graduated from that to what they call a facilitator. Facilitator is where you, I call it assistant manager really. In the evening, you basically took care of the place and made sure everything was done as far as the cleaning was done. And if there's any issues or any problems, you would take care of it. And if need be, you would notify the correct people. Most of the time, you could take care of the problems yourself. So I enjoyed that. And I worked there for several years. And then finally, upon leaving that, I had got a job for as a peer crisis specialist, and it's same with the same organization, Family Guidance of Warren County, and I did that for a few years. That entailed going to the emergency rooms whenever somebody had a crisis, and they deemed not to want to sign themselves in, which is called non-voluntary, and I would sit with them, with the patient, keep them company, and get them whatever they needed. If they could have it, I would get it for them. And like soda or coffee or tea, a pillow or a blanket, whatever they needed, providing again they could have it. I would have to check with the proper people to make sure they could have it before I would get it to them. So that I did for several years, and that's what helped me out quite a bit. So your self-help centers are really important. They can help you out, and the daycare's treatment centers. But that's about it for this segment. It's I see it's my time. I try to keep these short, but look for other segments coming up as usual. And if you have any questions, any things you want, by all means, email me or leave it here. Okay, guys. See you next time. Thanks. God bless.